hope this angle's good. I'm in a little bit of a rush. I don't like doing conversations in a rush, but here I go. I just wasn't able to position things the way I normally would. So, taking life so seriously that you know when to not take it seriously. I have an old episode that talks about why I think dark humor is important. That was like 3 years ago. I wouldn't say this is along similar lines necessarily, but I've just been thinking about humor in general lately, and life, and mortality, and all those things, and just dark humor, and again, why I think it is important, why I think that you should be able to laugh at those things, and how that enriches your life. And anyway, you can go listen to that episode. Who knows what I said there? That was 3 years ago. Things change, I change, people change, and sometimes things stay the same. And I feel I didn't go back and like listen to it or watch it, so like I don't know exactly what I said, but I don't think my feelings and thoughts have changed on this matter that much. Anyway, yeah. Recently, I've been thinking about... I'm always thinking about mortality. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going. This is off the rails already. We're already 2 minutes in. Okay, so I don't remember when this thought came to my mind, but I was just thinking about the fact that for a long time, I took life very seriously. I take a lot of things really seriously, but I also really love to laugh. That's got a time and place. It doesn't mean that because you like comedy and humor and enjoy laughing that you're not taking life seriously. It's definitely a pet peeve of mine when there are things that I feel should be serious, things that people aren't taking seriously. For sure, that's a thing that I have trouble with. But I kind of realized the other day that like I think part of this is due to cannabis use, which I have not spoken of at length yet, but that is something very new to me, like within the past like 4 months, like that new. And I think part of it has to do with that. And just like, I want to take life seriously. What does that even mean? I guess like treating my own life with respect, realizing that I have responsibilities, wanting to do things that will advance my life, and treat myself in a way that gives to longevity and health, which is physical health is not a thing that I put enough priority in. But treating it seriously, meaning that I am organized and that I plan things and that I think about things and I reflect and I try and do stuff like this to think about how can I enrich my quality of life. And I would like a quantity of life too, which again has to do with I need to reflect on how I treat my body and what I do with it and how to ensure that I can be more fit and more physically healthy so that I can enjoy life in more quantity and quality by doing those things. So I think that is how I would treat life seriously. But I think that part of treating life seriously is knowing when to be serious and when not to be serious. And that learning when to let things go and when to move on and all those things. And I'm not very good at that, which is one of the reasons why I'm having this conversation. Because I just tend to treat most things probably too seriously. So I think, again, back to the theme of balance that I come to often, is that letting go of things and maybe laughing things off doesn't necessarily mean you're not treating things seriously. I think there has to be a certain amount of thought and depth in those actions of how you may laugh off a scenario or a situation and enjoy life. And part of, I think, taking life seriously to the point where you don't take it seriously is adjacent to nihilism, in the fact that you could say, oh, nothing matters. I think everything matters. And there's a balance because it doesn't work that way. Nihilism is very comforting to some people. Again, there's like a podcast I did about, I don't remember what it was now, about the theory of, let me look it up while I vamp on the podcast. I can't remember the name of it. Optimistic nihilism, where nothing matters, so we should just enjoy life. Like, I don't know, it's that thing of just like, we're on a rock floating through space, and like, you know, that's, you can't take things too seriously. Like, it's a miracle we're even here right now, that evolutionarily we came to this place, that we are able to exist, and the ecosystem and all these things and whatever, that we are living right now is just so miraculous that we should enjoy that. Obviously, there's a balance of enjoying it long term and enjoying it short term. And I find that a lot of people focus on enjoying it short term, and that ends up either being in their life being shortened because YOLO, right? Or the quality of life ends up not being as great because of all these short term action, like these things that are enjoyable for the short term lead to long term suffering. So there is that balance. So I think that, you know, shrugging something off and being like, oh man, like life's beautiful, whatever, I just don't want to think about that, I don't want to do this or do that, or like I don't want to spend my time and energy on this thing, still has to be done with thought, and like I said, with depth, and that takes practice. That's a skill, that's a muscle you can exercise, that I need to exercise, and figuring out, okay, in this type of scenario, do I really need to be focused on this? Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. Okay. And I can put less and less thought and time and energy into processing those events and evaluating them and determining them as things that I can just let slide quicker and quicker, so that I don't have to spend that much energy trying to figure out if I should let that thing go or not, or to laugh it off or whatever. I just think that's really important, and I need to refocus my energies on that. I think part of it too is lately I've just been getting caught up in the grind of like working and just going to bed and then doing these duties that I need, and I'm trying to like find time to like read or do things like art that enrich my life and give me a better quality of life and make me feel like I have a purpose. Because I think going into work and taking care of other responsibilities and then going home at the end of the day, a lot of the time I don't feel like it's very fulfilling. And partly because work right now is not fulfilling because I'm subbing, not teaching. Huge difference. If I was teaching in a classroom, I would find so much more enjoyment and fulfillment in that, as I did when I did have a contract and I was doing that. But right now, I don't feel very fulfilled by my work. I honestly don't remember what I was saying, and I don't have enough time to go and look back. I know that I was wrapping it up, and then I got interrupted. So basically, I just need to find a balance. I want to take life seriously. And what that means is that I want to do what I can to provide myself with the best opportunities for quality of life. Sometimes things happen, they're out of your control. But too much control, too much priority on control, that doesn't lead to a better quality of life, because I'm too anxious and I'm too upset, frustrated, angry by events that I can't control, right? Or other people letting me down. I talked at length about these different things that are related to anxiety and trusting other people and stuff like that. So anyway, I want to take life seriously enough that I can figure out when to not take it seriously, so that I'm not over anxious, frustrated, upset, and not having the best quality of life that I could. That I can let go of things quicker and completely and fully, so that I can just continue to move on and just keep rolling and just keep looking ahead, because I spend too much time looking backwards. I think that life is a beautiful thing. I think that I want to be more positive and express more positivity and recognize more positivity in my life. I think maybe like I've started like a gratitude journal, and I've been doing that the past week or so a little more diligently, and it's only been a thing for a couple weeks for me, and I've definitely missed a lot of days there. But I think that's helping me put things in perspective as well. And again, I want to take life seriously enough to know when to not take it seriously. And I think I've explained that ad nauseum. So I'll see you on another time, I think. I hope.